Hello everyone, for my final video for the evening, I picked something very special from my heart from all those years ago. It is the original Halloween film, 1978, the original OG. I'll go into the second one and remix a bit later, but my main concern is the first original one. So keep that in mind, I'll do the others later. Before I go into this movie, please like my video, subscribe to my channel, which is at HistoryBuff 2.0. I would greatly appreciate it if you do, help me go a long way. Share my content, like my videos, comment down below, so on and so forth. Now my friends, we're going to go into the hidden gem of all time, Halloween 1978. And how it starts is messed up, but it gets the audience's attention. So Michael Myers is 10 years old in this film at the beginning of it. So we don't see him physically in person. We see him skulking around the house and all that. And simply, we see the sister's boyfriend and her and all that. Of course, they do the deed, aka sex. We all know what that means. And what it is, that we're grown-ups. And when he leaves, she's, how to say this, nude out of her, how to put this, makeup stand, I believe it's called. Which she puts on her makeup, puts her hair, and stuff like that. Her own area. Anyway, Michael stabs her, I don't know how many times. And before that he grabs a clown mask. Because he's a clown as a kid, whatever it is. So, we see him walk downstairs from his perspective until his parents come back home. I think they went to a gala or something like that. Doesn't matter to the story too much. Anyway, they see Michael with a knife in his hands, take out the mask, and ask him what he done. Then goes towards many years later at the Haddonfield Mental Hospital, where Dr. Loomis tries to see his patient, and the nurse drives him to the hospital. Dr. Loomis is only in a few more films. The nurse comes in a little bit later when it comes to other films. So keep that in mind once I do the other ones. So they're not one and done characters. So keep that in mind. So back to the story. Simply, Michael Myers is in this Haddonfield mental institution since he was a kid. And he hasn't spoken for 20-something years. I forgot. I believe he's in his 20s in the first one. So, and he escapes. It's pouring down, throwing all that, and the patients are walking around in the field. And once they see Michael Myers, he jumps. They don't see him. Correction. He jumps on their car. He's that strong. Imagine a brick and something else, and he breaks that window like this with his hand and cracks the car window shield for the door and grabs the nurse's hair like this. So, and when they both get out of the car, Michael drives off. And the main question is, where do you learn to drive? No one knows. So, after he breaks out before Halloween starts, the holiday. So when the holiday starts, I believe it starts on the 30th in the film. It tells you right below when it says Haddonfield. And he stalks the crap out of his sister and her friends. First he goes home, and we don't see him get there until Laurie, which is played by Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, did a phenomenal job at it. Her father is trying to sell the house off, so the father tells Laurie to drop off the stuff at the house, the key, and the paperwork. And he called that house the haunted house. So, simply after that, we see Michael in the house without his mask, but we don't see his face. And after that, we see the sheriff and her friend Annie. The sheriff is the dad of Annie, Laurie's friend. So when Halloween store gets broken into, a Halloween mask is taken. We don't know which one. And it takes a few knives and all that, real knives, I believe. So when we see the mask, that mask is inspired by Michael Shannon, who was in Star Trek. And he stalks Laurie and that iconic look at the bush, and when Annie checks it, he disappears. That's one of his tricks. And when Halloween night kicks off, all hell breaks loose. Her friends get cut off one by one, of course, while having sex at the same time too. So no surprise there. And then when things get too serious, things go down. And then simply after that, the way it ended is fantastic. Again, I'm not going point by point. You get where this is going. So this is a straightforward film, good plot, storyline. The actors killed it, and it allowed you to turn your brain off. So, if you haven't seen the original film and saw the others, please go see it. It's a phenomenal film, and kids are not meant to see it until they're old enough. But if you're an adult my age and haven't seen that film, go see that film. It'll change your mind on horror movies and how they were made. I prefer seeing the older horror movies. I prefer seeing the older good horror films than the new ones. That's just me, and hopefully more people think that way when it comes down to horror films. So, again, good plot. The actors killed it. And the action scenes were phenomenal. And again, I'll keep that in mind. There are a few nude scenes in his film. So, kids can't see this film, so keep that in mind. And John Carpenter killed it as a director in this film. He killed it. So, there's really not much else to say. So, if you haven't seen this film, go see it. Everything I said was straightforward. I'm not getting on telling the whole plot to it. It's just a regular horror film that was done right. I'll put it that way. So if you haven't seen this film, go see it. If you haven't, go see it. It's that simple, to be honest. So I'll leave it at that. So my friends, this is my final video for the night. I'll probably do 2 more tomorrow before I go to work and go from there. So thank you all again for your support. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel, which is at HistoryVault 2.0. I would greatly appreciate it if you do. Share my content, like my videos, comment down below, so on and so forth. You know the drill. So thank you all again, and I will see you all tomorrow with doing 3 to 6 videos tomorrow. May God bless you all, and have a blessed night.